Archie, Eric.
Oh, oh, oh.
How are you doing? Hello, breadheads. Hello, my little monkey friend. Welcome to Think Fresh Podcast, a podcast dedicated to Subway sandwiches and all matters of cultural interest. How are you doing, monkey man?
Dude, little monkey man. I'm a bored ape on the side of the podcast. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Eric goes
I
ape shit every time he goes in the booth.
I go ape shit in the booth. Dude, I'm a bored ape over here because I only exist digitally, bro. I'm over here on
Yeah,
the podcast. Y'all don't even know who I am, for real, for real.
damn. First he went viral, then he went
Yeah.
digital, and now he lives full time in the metaverse.
And now my battery's at critical.
Oh shit. Damn.
That's right. Hi, what's good? I'm recording these on my new Studio Beats.
It's really like the Beats the sequel, aren't they?
Dude, it's the Beats by Dre minus the wife beating allegations. It's kind of crazy that
Wow.
he named his brand Beats. Is how you think about it?
Yeah.
Like his wife really did get the Beats by Dre.
Holy shit.
Shit.
Yeah,
Damn.
you think that that would like justify a name change, but he seems to have swept that one decently under the rug. Like E News isn't talking about it still.
hmm That's true. It swept under the Versace rug like it was never there.
Hmm.
But Ty, you're right. I'm not wearing Beats headphones. I'm wearing the AirPod Maxes, and this is just another installment of me prioritizing this podcast over my family and friends.
In what way, Eric? How are you avoiding them?
Just financially. If I'm
Oh, I
financially
see.
skirting them, yeah. Um,
Like,
just kidding. The anchor bag is plentiful. How are you doing today,
mhm.
Ty?
I'm good. I'm not as weighted on the earbuds as you are. I'm still rocking the AirPod 2s. Those Maxes look pretty big. I am a little bit bummed that Apple has moved away from Beats because you and I love any type of technology named after a root vegetable or really like any type of produce.
That's
Produce
amazing.
technology is typically the best.
Beats by Dre, spelled Eets, has a
Hmm.
different color of red, but you can see how the parallels kind of happened.
And I do love some pickled beets in my foot long. Shout out to the Australian listeners and their novel produce section at Subway.
I'm scared of the word novel nowadays.
Novel produce section does sound a little bit like intimidating. You're like, oh, do I need to get
Yeah,
vaccinated to go there?
yeah. You need to pull up in a hazmat suit to to visit the novel produce section because it's a wet one, Ty.
Dude, every time you go to like a nice grocery store like an Erewhon or even like in like some weird corners of Whole Foods, you have to like take a trip through the novel produce section and see what kind of
hmm
like weird star fruits and like giant rods of like things that look like ginger. There'll always be some mystery. Like you'll actually like see moringa, the plant, not just like ground up in a powder form, and you're like, what the fuck is this, you know?
I always thought lemon meringue was like marketing. Turns
Hmm.
out it's a root vegetable that looks like half aborted fetus.
uh, yeah, my meal, my choice. If I, if I want
That should
meringue,
be dude. If
that should be
Subway was
Subway
smart,
slogan, right? Yeah,
exactly, they would cut out this bullshit eat fresh, refresh nonsense, Ty, and they would adopt the "my meal, my choice" slogan because they would be championed by um, the boys in blue, so to say.
I think so. It's a pro toast movement. It's we can all get behind it.
Toasting kill a lot of the bacteria that you might find in a tuna sub. So it's
Hmm.
actually like wise to do that. It might even kill the salmonella that is lingering in the chicken breast.
Yeah, that's true. Ever since the salmonella scare in the chicken breast, is there no safe meats anymore? What's the
Dude, if
safest meat
you're
on the menu?
there's no such thing as a safe meat. Thai, as you know, our resident vegetarian, all meats come at a cost, and the biggest cost of all is our planet.
That's a fact. Shout out to
uh,
Greenpeace. Shout out to PETA. Shout out to Eric for that hot take. If I had
mhm,
to answer Eric, I would assume it's the salami because it has the highest salt concentrate, leading to like a natural preservation. But I don't want
mhm,
to get all chemistry in the kitchen with you. That's not what this pod
mhm.
is all about.
You're right. The cured meats have a built-in advantage, because they're not subject to the same, you know, temperature regulations. They can simply exist in space-time. You okay?
Shit.
You seem a little stressed out.
I'm stressed out because I was trying to podcast with you on my patio, and then some dork with a lawnmower just started marching towards me. So I'm taking us indoors for the remainder of our session.
Ty loves the pod al fresco, but it was okay. I didn't actually hear any of it.
Well, that's because my vision spotted this dork from way across the lawn. But it's okay now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a safe space. I've closed my patio
Mm-hmm.
door.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good to hear, Ty. The music is sounding as crisp as ever in these AirPod Maxes on lossless audio. That's right. I don't pay for data. Everything just kind of everything just kind of sorts itself out in that department, Ty. But we're good to go. I'm ready to
Dude,
pod when you are.
I
Should we
love that
start the
we live in
podcast?
yeah, we should start the podcast, but I do love that we live in the future is already here. The fact that you can even like stream lossless on your headphones and like not
hmm
even like get any lag or anything is pretty impressive. What did they come up
It
with
would never
next,
lag.
Eric?
Um, I don't know, Ty. I can't see them coming up with headphones that you can afford, unfortunately. Um,
Nice. Well, I don't even think the breadheads know what lossless means because if they're listening to this podcast, they're clearly not audiophiles.
they're definitely not audiophiles, even though they might be listening to this on their Devin Ojas bookshelf speaker set, in the Essence exclusive colorway, perhaps.
I don't
Um,
think so, man. I think this is bumping off some like either a Dell computer or some wired headphones.
Probably some wired headphones or straight off of the iPhone speaker.
Mm,
Wow, that's sad. I'm
wow.
so sorry to hear that. That's why we decided to not go for any kind of studio quality microphones because obviously it's in the budget. The budget far exceeds any plebeian
Hmm.
microphone brand, but we decided not to go for that because we know you're already listening to this on either your, Toyota Corolla sound system
Hmm.
or, off of the like Bluetooth headset or something, like something
Yeah,
random like
dude.
that.
Like you're still using the free headset that Delta Airlines gave you on your last flight.
I mean, that's
But
the last
it's
flight you
because
had
like
in 2012.
yeah, in 2012, went to like Philly for the weekend. Speaking of
That Philly
Philly, Eric,
Denver connection, Ty, is stressful. Okay.
uh, speaking of Philly, Eric, I need to talk to you about the Philly cheesesteak, which is one of
Wow.
12 inches, a foot long's worth of new sandwiches on the Subway
Wow.
menu.
Wow. I was confused by the same article that you're referencing right now. And is this a different refresh than one that was teased to us last year? Or
Hmm.
are they simply building upon this, marketing strategy where they had maybe a untoasted launch and then now this is the toasted launch of the menu? Is that
I
true or?
Yes, yes. So I'm not really sure. I'm not on the inside of the bun, but I did observe that there was Subway Eat Fresh Refresh activation a few months ago, nearly a year ago. And I bet what happened was after the success of that activation, C-suite at Subway, they probably said to everybody like, "Hey, we can make this fresher. Let's make it even fresher. Raise the
hmm
bar."
Let's dial up the fresh.
Yeah, crank that shit up to an 11. So that's
Wow.
what they've done, Eric. They refreshed an already fresh, eat fresh menu.
Wow. And how did they make this more fresh? Did they create an Italiano section?
They did, but so what they did, it's more of a rebranding of some of the signature sandwiches. We have 12 sandwiches on the menu now, and they've moved away from classic versus signature. Instead, all sandwiches are
Mm,
created equal on this menu. It's truly
hmm
democratized in that sense, and they're optimized for craveability, is what the Subway CEO says.
mm.
What
So,
do you crave at Subway, Eric? Do you crave a tummy ache?
so the monkey on top said, "Why don't we lean into everyone's addiction? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Let's just like target people's inability to choose for themselves and give them something that they can't say no to, and that is the great garlic."
Yeah, dude. Okay, so we got 12 sandwiches here. We don't need to get through all 12 of them on this podcast, but we should talk about some of the most interesting new additions to the menu. The Great Garlic is one of them with a new creamy garlic sauce. Looks like it's rotisserie chicken, bacon, provolone, a, a few recommended veggies, and this new creamy roasted garlic aioli, which is uh, just mayo. Just it's garlic mayo.
It's mayo. So hold on, Ty. You just listed an entire Subway order to me. So does that mean like they're stripping out the ability to decide what you want on your sandwich and they're pre-determining that through you? Or are
It,
these just helpful, the chef's recommendations?
I don't really know, Eric, and this is my biggest fear with a menu refresh is that are they going to take away my right to choose, or are they just making a recommendation for fast tracking the meal?
Wow. Another
Everyone
day,
loves
another,
express checkout.
that's right, Ty. Another day, another straight white male in a suit telling me what to choose. It's
Hmm.
unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So
Unbelievable. This country is in shambles.
I can't believe that Subway's on the. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
fuck.
know, man. Subway's on the wrong side of history here. Maybe
Not
it
only
depends
are
on if
they
these sandwiches slap or not.
that is a big factor in this. It's the biggest force of influence I can think of when it comes to
Hmm.
changing the menu. Does it slap?
Hmm.
Um, but not only are they taking away my right to choose what's on my sandwich, but they're also determining what happens to my body, Ty. I don't know how
Hmm.
this, garlic eel is going to react with my intestines. And
No, and
there
I
you
feel
have
like
it.
if I'm, yeah, I think I need to take it on a test drive on a simpler sandwich before I jump straight into something called the Great Garlic.
Yeah, or even if they offered like a gelato shop like style like spoons, just to like get a little
Mm,
sample, a little taste of the sauce. Let me taste the
hmm.
Nona sauce real quick before I commit
Hmm.
to a full spread on my meatball marinara, you know?
I think I need that too. I am curious about this roasted garlic aioli because I was a big fan, and I know you were too, Eric, of the garlic oil that Subway used to provide before the first refresh.
Hmm.
And I'm hoping that this is the return of the garlic oil strikes back, but
I
now
hope so.
married to mayo.
Married to mayo is a marriage I want to be in, Thai. And I'm happy that the garlic oil is making a play at center stage. They're not in menu item. It's right up front, prominently displayed. And I wonder if like the mayo and the oil are like concocted together inside one of the um, wet fart squeeze bottles, or
Hmm.
if the artist is going to mix it live for you, on the spot. And if so, I might be hitting that garlic oil separate.
Yeah, dude. Well, as you know, like a fat like an oil is more, it creates a bit of a separatist movement in any cream-based sauce. So I think we're gonna have to have some tableside Caesar style mixing to like get that shit fresh on the sandwich and ensure that it is all working together.
Wow. The more we talk about this, the more excited I am, Ty, to sample this menu with you. I already know that our Subway though it's going to take probably 3 years for them to adopt this. They still
Yeah.
have the fake brick wall going
Hmm.
at the back wall, but damn, I'm actually like kind of enjoying this. Hopefully, these suggestions are like different enough for you to like be able to
Hmm.
like choose a different one depending on how you feel. Because right now,
Hmm.
like all the predetermined menu items are like so similar that I actually mistakenly order them instead of the thing I want. You know what I mean? Like the American
Yeah.
Club versus or might have been the versus the BMT. It's like they look almost identical because I'm looking at just the image, but
Hmm.
then one of them didn't have salami on it, so I was upcharged, Ty. I was upcharged. Can you believe that?
You were robbed, Eric. Call it what it is.
I know.
I I agree with this kind of gray area between sandwiches, and I think that's why I think your problem is not unique, Eric, to you. I think
Hmm.
millions of North Americans have suffered from a wrong order at Subway
A
before, and that's
misfiring.
why a misfiring, mistoasting, if you will.
Hmm.
That's probably why they've doubled down on branding every single one of these sandwiches. Like, they've hired a bunch of copywriting supremacists, and they came up with the Great Garlic, which to me, I don't know, sounds like a Wes Anderson villain.
It does.
Ooh,
And they've named a few other ones, right? I'm looking at this list. Like we got the Monster, which sounds a little bit too much like the Mr. Beast burger, the filling Mr. Beast burger. There's also the Boss, the
mhm,
Champ, Supreme Meats,
yes,
Mexicali, and then the other ones. Oh, there's the
oh,
Outlaw, and then the other
the
ones kind of
outlaw.
are pretty generic. But those ones, I have no fucking clue what's in them.
No,
Um,
so let's do a double click here, Eric. I wanna talk to you a little
please.
bit about the Monster. Which that's a really high risk name for a sandwich because Subway footlongs are already inherently phallic. So to then use a term like that is really like
Mm-hmm.
pushing the boundaries of PC culture.
Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing wrong with the hog.
Yeah, so what's in this hog? Double helping of Monterey cheddar with crisp bacon and thick juicy steak. Damn, Eric, you should get this. That's a lot of meats.
Dude, that's a lot of meats for this meathead right here. I would actually love to try that. Um, Honestly, a lot of these look very meat forward, especially on
Mhm.
the first page of this Subway Series page, which looks like a fake baseball team.
Yeah.
Um, and then on the second page, more meats looks like Ty, they forgot about you.
I know. The closest we have to a vegetarian option here is the Turkey Cali Club, and that's simply because they match the meats with guac 1 for 1 here,
Yeah,
50-50.
and even the first word in the name is turkey, and I
Yeah.
mean that's kind of sad that that's the closest thing you have to a vegetarian sub.
We are
Wow.
in a tough situation here. I might have to well, hopefully Subway has maintained my right to choose so I can manufacture my own
Hmm.
vegetarian monster of sorts.
Hmm. Yeah, right wing Subway is clearly denying climate change here. They've decided
Mhm.
that the Earth is flat and everything's a simulation. So you know what? Fuck trying to eat vegetarian. We out here eating protein only. Um, but yeah, Ty, what's your plan? Is there any mention at a falafel or veggie patty? Is the veggie patty even staying on the menu? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I there's not even a whiff of the scent of that veggie patty. Falafel has been it's been eradicated from the Subway menu for many a month now. We're not in a good place, Eric, moving forward. Um,
Hmm.
I don't think Subway thinks the Earth is flat though, because all of these sandwiches look pretty big, and I don't see the flatbread on this menu either. So I
Good call out.
so I think they might be round earthers and round bunners over at the way.
Round bunning. That's possible. Where is the tuna?
The tuna isn't on
Hold
this
for
menu
sound.
either.
I don't see the
What
tuna.
the hell?
This
This must not
we
be
watched the
comprehensive.
I don't think it is. We watched a quick little news video with you know, this media trained monkey CEO. Um
I think we need a
and
name here. Subway CEO John Chidsey.
mhm. all I heard was John Chips, please.
uh,
The title of the video, this is very prominently captioned, was the one thing we did not touch was our tuna. Yet I
mm-hmm,
failed to see the tuna on the menu here, at least in this media press kit that's been served to us. But it's possible that, all the kind of classics are still available, just in a smaller font that it's impossible to read from where you
mm-hmm,
order. So, I mean, we're no stranger to that. We're no stranger to the Subway hidden menu.
mm-hmm. That's the most likely scenario, Eric. They said they didn't touch the tuna, so I can assume it's not on the new menu. It's still festering in the bucket right where we left it. No harm, no foul, except for
Mm,
it's probably pretty foul. And by
that's
that I mean
true.
the tuna is actually chicken. Get it?
The tuna is yoga mats. The bread is salmon.
Yeah, dude, that's my
Um,
push a T level wordplay for the day.
mhm. So, okay, I'm looking at this rendering, Ty, of the actual menu board. Okay, so the
Okay.
first five panels of this are dedicated to this kind of like Subway series, I think is what they're calling it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so we have like nice big logo on the first one. Then we got cheesesteaks, Italianos, chicken, and then clubs. Those are the four categories of sandwich. And then to
Mm-hmm.
the right of that, there are three kind of alternate branded light mode screens. The first one says build your own, and then I can't see what it says after that. And then there's like one about meals. So I think they do have kind of the classics. And if they revive the falafel for this, you already know I'll be so happy. That was probably the best sleeper sandwich of all time. And
Oh,
it's like,
facts, dude.
just goes to show you that they don't listen to any like qualitative feedback. They're purely data driven. So um, just what a shame.
Mm-hmm. They're really tripling down though on breaking up the menu by proteins, which I think is really interesting. Because it's one thing to say like these 12 inches are the most influential sandwiches on our menu. But then they like
Uh-huh.
provided an additional layer of organization to it rather than just ranking them 1 through 12 to appeal to the common folk, the ones without taste. They've
Hmm.
then oh, actually, no, I stand corrected, Eric. I'm looking at the same picture you're probably looking at, a mock-up of the menu, and they've both maintained a numbering system for the 12 influential sandwiches, along with the organization of by protein, meaning that the
Hmm.
order they render them in is probably actually a subtle suggestion of which one's the best.
Mm, possible. I mean, I don't think cheesesteaks are the best type of sandwich.
Yeah, dude, we got Philly cheesesteak at number one. I don't buy it.
I don't buy it. I mean, it must be like a home court advantage. But
Mm,
I don't know, Ty. The Italianos are great. Um,
mm-hmm,
Chicken's pretty dry in general, and then the clubs are
mm-hmm,
basically um like the Italiano's cousin.
mm-hmm.
So I don't know, Ty. This is a cause for alarm, and I think we got to rally the Think Fresh army and go to Subway all together. What do you say?
Yeah, hashtag free falafel.
Hmm.
Okay, Eric,
Well,
one more call out on this menu that needs to be addressed is the transitioning of the meatball marinara sub. It's a promotion.
transitioning.
It's more of a promotion, really.
Okay. So did they snip its balls off?
uh, quite the opposite, Eric. They've celebrated those balls, and the meatball marinara sub has a new name. Uh, It's now called the Boss. They got rid of that monkey on the screen, and the new CEO of Subway is a meatball marinara sandwich.
Hey, let me get the boss.
Look at the boss.
Let me get the fucking boss.
What do you
That's
think
great.
about this, Eric? What do you think about this rebrand for our beloved meatball sub?
I don't mind it, Ty. It is a flagship Subway. Not one for me because I like to sauce it down, and usually it's too wet, and the ball kind of just punctures its way like through the bun, much like a what's the word? Hernia.
Yes, that's what I think of when I take a big sopping bite of a meatball sub.
When I do, yeah, I do take a big sopping bite of a meatball sub, and then a meatball just like pokes one of my fingers, and I'm like, oh, where did that come from? It immediately triggers my hernia trauma.
Hmm. uh, well, I don't know how I feel about this name, Eric, because calling it the boss to me feels a little bit like cultural appropriation or almost a bit derogatory of Italian culture. Uh, I feel like it's a subtle reference to the organized Italian crime group known as the mafia, and I don't think any true Italian would appreciate that reference floating around on the Subway menu.
Asking for the boss, back in those times was like a license to be killed. You know what I mean?
Mhm, mhm. Like, you don't wanna get it you don't wanna get mixed up with those mobsters, so I would avoid ordering the boss altogether just to like, you don't
Mhm.
wanna be, like, thrown in the bottom of what's it? The lake? Ah, shit, I forgot the name of the lake. What's the lake north of Milan? Como? Lake
Oh,
Como. You don't wanna end up on
oh
the floor
shit.
of Lake Como because you ordered the boss at a Subway in Vancouver.
Wow. I mean, I think the CEO might find his lean gut at the bottom of Lake Como because of this appropriation that he's playing with. And I mean, I know, RIP Tony Soprano, but I'm sure somebody's taken the throne.
Yeah, dude. Uh, Whoever it is, like, Tony's next in line, next of kin is absolutely going to be going after this John Chisney fellow for this absolutely disrespectful move.
Hmm. Disrespect. So,
Disrespectful.
Ty, well, okay, lucky for you and I guess. All of we really need to care about here is the addition of some new sauces. Um, that's basically it. Because I'm gonna continue ordering my BMT, whether they like it or
Hmm.
not, and only probably add some of this garlic mayo because that sounds quite nice.
The garlic
Quite
mayo does
nice, if you
sound
do
good.
ask.
I do want
Mm-hmm.
to draw your attention to another new sauce gracing this menu, Eric. I
Oh
found it
yeah.
in the fine print as a recommendation with the Supreme Meat Sandwich or the Bella Mozza sandwich. And that sauce
Oh.
is the MVP Parmesan Vinaigretta.
Ooh. Honestly,
Hmm.
this Bella Mozza is sounding quite nice. Little beautiful
Yeah.
mozzarella. I seen this nice little 8K image here. We have some pepperoncinis or something, some kind of yellow
Oh,
pepper.
what? That's new to the menu. Let's talk. Oh, okay. I'm
Well,
zooming in now. Those are banana peppers.
great. 8K was not enough. I mean, they're arranged perfectly, all in the same color, so I was not expecting
Uh,
them to be the same color or the same pepper, but we digress.
yes. Now, although the banana peppers are a yellow flag. What is actually truly unique, Eric, and new to the Bella Mozza sandwich, coming in hot and fast? Capicola, Eric. Capicola. No cap.
Oh
It
shit.
cola. Shit.
What's
That's
this
huge.
what's this Bel Joso? What is that?
Oh, I don't know. I think they wanted to improve their mozzarella flavor, so they brought in in-house third-party cheese agency to redesign their dairy. So now all
Hmm.
of the dairy at Subway comes with this Belgioso trademark attached to it.
Hmm. This famed cheese agency, Meta Lab, has stepped in here and
Yes.
they've done a cheese audit.
Yeah, it's the
So,
cheese equivalent of Beyond Meat on the menu, essentially.
oh, you think so? Is it a non-dairy version of mozzarella?
No, it's still true cheese.
Thank
It's
God,
the
dude.
real deal. It's just a cheese agency that's providing it. It's not in-house. This ain't no
Okay, great.
in-house cheddar.
Okay, great. No Subway cows were harmed in the making of this menu. That's good to know. That actually
Mm-hmm,
sounds
mm-hmm,
like okay, if I had to pick one of these, I would probably go Bella Mozza, right?
mm-hmm.
Um, that one sounds really good. What else we got? Uh,
Dude, that
that's
capicola
it.
sounds so good though. Like that's about as close as Subway's ever gonna get to prosciutto.
Okay, so there's okay, I always fuck with the Italianos
Mm-hmm.
section in general. So it looks like there's Bella Mozza, Supreme Meats, and the Boss. I think I'm going with fucking Bella Mozza, dude. I have to. I have to
Hell
do it,
yeah.
bro. That
Hell yeah.
mozzarella, how can you pass that up?
Oh
Um,
man. I'm salivating at the thought of that sandwich with that Parmigiano vinaigretta.
yeah, I know. I'm
Oh
actually
man.
salivating too. You know what you should do? This is my order for you, Ty. You should
Hit me.
get the veggie delight, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Add some
Delightful.
mozzarella
Mm-hmm.
and then throw a little pesto sauce on there.
Do we have pesto as an option?
It's always been an option. You've got it before.
I have. I must be blacking out in the booth because I don't remember the
Mhm.
pesto gracing these lips.
Dude, you're Black Forest hamming right now. That was definitely an option. I remember maybe they nixed it recently with this horrible failing refresh, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, I definitely know we had it. That was for sure. That's for sure, Ty.
Okay, well, I will be peeping for any type of green sauce on the menu next visit. It's hard because
hmm
most of the sauces look like they're turning green.
hmm Well, what
Um,
would you pick out of any of these sandwiches? What would you dabble in?
yeah, that Bella Mozza is really compelling. I'm not really a cheesecake man. Why you got to fight with me at cheesesteak? Uh, and I find like the club section, like I'm not hanging out in the club section, man. I'm in the stands with the people.
Oh,
So,
dude, we hating
and I'm
from
not.
outside the club.
Yeah, I ain't no chicken. I'm ethically and morally connected culturally to the Italianos as well. So somewhere
hmm
between the Bella Mozza and the Supreme Meats, but I feel like I don't want to cop any more Supreme, so the Bella Mozza it is.
That was perfect rationale. I mean, you really took me on the designer's journey there and really explained every, thought process that happened. So thank you for
It was process of elimination, and it was based almost entirely on names, so I wouldn't
that.
trust it too closely. Taste for
hmm
yourself.
Taste for yourself.
So you said failing menu, Eric. Do you think that the new Subway 12 most influential sandwiches are a refresh or a regress?
Well put. Um, I think it's a miss, Pie. We don't need like eight different ways to style chicken. You know what I mean?
Mm,
This isn't fucking Poshmark. You know what I mean?
that's a fact.
I want to hop in the booth, the sandwich booth, and with my artist. I want to
Hmm.
direct them. I want them to, express themselves. I want to tell them how I'm feeling today and then have a very much one of one sandwich. Like I don't think I'm like able to fit in any of these boxes really. Like even with the Bella Mozza, like I want to like sub out a couple things. I want to like maybe throw a different salami in there, different sauces. I mean, I don't want them to choose for me. Subway, the whole point of Subway is my meal, my choice. And
Facts.
why are they changing that? They changed it from you what is it? Your way. But
To
it's not
our
shouldn't be
way.
called Subway anymore. It's the fucking their way, bro.
They should call it their way at
John's
this
way.
point. Mhm.
Yeah, dude.
This whole rigmarole was John's idea. He needs to
Yeah,
be
dude. It took
axed.
us
Meatball Marinara is in charge now.
this fucking meathead John is sweating up the menu.
It was sweaty enough. Have you seen that cheese?
I know exactly. The cheese is making me hallucinate how sweaty it is.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy has said, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna choose for you. We don't need more opinions from upper management, bro. We the people are about to choose what we want to eat for lunch.
Yeah, that's the bottom up culture of Subway that we love, and I'm right there with you, Eric. I don't need 12 specific ways to make a sandwich. I need 12,000 unique ways to make a sandwich. I need every sandwich I
Exactly.
make to be one of one, an NFT, if you will.
Exactly. Fuck, man. Dude, I'm hungry as shit right now.
Same. But
Sheesh.
I gotta stop looking at the menu while we're recording because those photos just get me drooling.
Dude, I know. I'm just looking at these breads now that you pointed it out, Ty, and how fucking perfect do these breads look.
Yeah, they are like a TikToker's skin, just flawless.
hmm If only they look like this in real life.
I know. Like in real life, it like comes with like 5 fingerprints on it where the artist squeezed a little too tight. Like where's the
hmm
finger indents, the ergonomic finger holders?
hmm I know. I want to just lock fingers with my artist.
There's something kind of poetic about that, like the passing of the baton, and your
hmm
the space on your bun is the finger holes on the bun are right where yours fit perfectly. Owl City lyric right there.
hmm I mean, as I eat, I just want to like do my best to forget that somebody else gripped my sub. But sometimes you just kind of want to connect in that weird way.
This is why you have to get your sandwich toasted because toasting it, like if you didn't toast your sandwich, Eric, and then you pick it up, it would be feel warm where the artist was holding it, and that's like the meal equivalent of like sitting on a public toilet and the seat's still a little warm from the previous visitor. Nasty.
Exactly.
Blah, blah, blah,
Bah. And then like
blah.
when you separate your bum and the toilet with some toilet paper, and it like because it's still like moist from their bath
Mm-hmm.
sweat. That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like that's kind of like when the sauce leaks into the napkin, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit of sweat. And like I said, we don't need any more sweat in our sandwiches.
Exactly. Well, I'm already having some meat sweats just looking at this menu, Ty, but I think it's time to call it unless you have some other scary news for us. It's real scary hours on this podcast.
Spooky, spooky, like shit you see in the movies. But
hmm
I do not, Eric. I feel like we've done a nice job with the anatomy of these sandwiches. Um,
hmm
Feeling good, feeling hungry. Can't wait to dine with you on this new Subway series.
Hell yeah. Do it
For the
next week for
breadheads
sure, for
listening,
sure.
yes, for the breadheads listening, get out in your world. Take one of these for a test drive. Let us know in the comments on Instagram what you think of this new menu. We're looking for some fresh takes. We want to hear it from you, the bottom up designers and developers working with your artists to co-create sandwiches.
Interns alike.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Well, Ty, it's been a pleasure once again. Um, quick battery check. AirPods are, let's see,
It's not that quick of a
78,
battery check.
78% since 9 a.m. today. It's almost 4 p.m. I've been using them the entire day. Um, this would solve all of your
Damn.
problems. This would literally solve all of your problems. You only have one problem with your AirPods, and it's the fact that they die in an hour.
Yeah, that's some pretty aspirational stamina, Eric. You can do a marathon podcasting sesh with that.
I could do a Joe Rogan-esque, um, you know, live eating session, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could even kill the turkey myself
Mm-hmm.
and shred it into my sandwich. So that would be kind of fun.
Wow, farm to table.
Literally. Cool. Well, thanks, breadheads, for listening to this. I don't know what you want to call it.
Like, call it a
This
podcast,
review.
Eric.
This is a podcast. It's not a podcast, Ty. This is an experience. Okay, we bring you our voices, but what you take
Mm-hmm.
away from it is not just a distraction from your shit life.
Mm-hmm.
You take away inspiration that lasts you a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. And an appetite that lasts you till your next meal.
It's a fact, bro. Holy shit.
Okay.
Wow.
For real, Eric. Okay, breadheads.
For real.
Talk to you later. Think fresh. Ciao.
Stink fresh losers. Bye.